The Maryland Terrapins women's basketball team is off to a hot start. They welcome one of the more challenging squads to the Xfinity Center today, the Princeton Tigers. Good afternoon from College Park, Maryland. My name is Justin Haberman, and I'll have to call on WMBC Sports as the Terps get set to host the Tigers here at the Xfinity Center. Princeton comes in today with a 2-0 record, but they were picked number 1 in the Ivy League preseason poll. The Terps, on the other hand, enter with a 4-0 record, and they were picked number 10 in the preseason poll. There are a couple commonalities between these two programs. First off is coaching. Head coach Carla Baru is in her 7th season year with the Tigers. In 5 winning seasons played under Baru, the Tigers have won 4 Ivy League championships, posting a 65-6 record against Ivy League opponents during the regular season. Overall, the Tigers are 121-25 with an 82.9 winning percentage during Baru's tenure as the head coach at Princeton, with 3 Ivy League tournament championships and 2 NCAA tournament victories. For Maryland, Brenda Freeze is in her 24th year with the Terps. She had 1 national title to her name in 2006. She's a two-time National Coach of the Year with 22 winning seasons and 3 Final Fours. She has the most wins out of any coach in the Big Ten with a winning percentage of 77.1%. Both teams are also getting key players back from injury. For the Tigers, senior guard Madison St. Rose is back after missing most of last season with a torn ACL. For the Terps, we saw Kaylee Michael back in the court at the Terps' last game over Towson. She was held back due to a leg injury, but now is in full gear and ready to go. We'll be right back for tip-off here on WMUC Sports. We are back on Princeton controls possession early. Puts it back out to Scott Belker. Being harassed by O'Connor. She gives it to her teammate. Madison St. Rose, who drills a three to start the scoring off here at Xfinity Center. She was looking for O'Connor but couldn't find her. O'Connor retrieved it anyways. Under the hoop now. This is off to Ismeni Azimamadou, who gets it to go in the paint. And now Princeton going the other way. Sky Belker on the wing, guarded by Addie Mack, getting the start for the injured Leah Bartelme, who's out for the season for the Terps. O'Connor guarding Sky Belker. And now St. Rose will push baseline. Dribbling with her left hand back out to Olivia Hutcherson. Hutcherson makes a move to the cup and gets it to go. That was Fadima Tall, actually. And now it's Garzone for Mamadou. Ozzy Mamadou went fast, but couldn't get it to go. Poffenbarger, a three off the front rim. 5-2 the lead is for Princeton. They push the pace up court now. Sky Belker for three in the corner. Off the mark. Now Annie Mack goes behind the back. Mack stops, makes a move to her left hand, gets it to go. Actually, she couldn't off rim. Five to the lead is Princeton over the Terps. Addie Mack inbounds it to Sailor Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger circles her way to the paint, to the left hand, kicks it back out. Gardone, a corner three, too strong off the back iron, controlled by Princeton. Hutcherson carrying it up the court now. Hutcherson stops at the dime, elbow shot off the mark. Ozzy Mamadou on the rebound. Annie Mack pushing the pace for the Terps, hands it off to Garzone. Garzone stops at the top of the key. Back to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger is a little give and go action to Garzone, looking for Mamadou. Now she fights for it underneath, and a jump ball. Possession will stay with Maryland. Addie Mack to inbound it to Ozzy Mamadou. Mamadou in the post. Spin move, right hand, no good, but she gets the foul call. St. Rose committed the foul. So Mamadou was at the line shooting two. Mamadou's first shot is up and it falls. Her second shot falls, so 5-4 the lead is for Princeton with 7:37 remaining. The Terps will press. Addie Mack now guarding Sky Belker, who gets it over to Fadima Tall, but it was knocked out of bounds, but retrieved by Princeton. Sky Belker now. Belker hands it off to Fadima Tall. Tall puts up a shot from the elbow. That one just swirled the iron. Okanawa with the rebound. Up the court now for the Terps. Okanawa makes her way to the paint. This is back out to Garzone. Garzone pushes baseline all the way to an open Addie Mack. A corner three, bullseye! Addie Mack. And the Terps' first lead of the game. And a takeaway by Sarah Poffenbarger underneath, off glass for two. The Terps up 9-5. What a turnaround. They were down 5-2, 6:42 remaining, and they will continue to press a travel on Princeton. Couple turnovers now for the Tigers, and the Terps starting to pick up momentum, and the fans feel it in this building. So an inbound underneath for Addie Mack. Mack to Okanawa. Goes up right away, and she gets it to go. 11-5. The lead is Maryland over Princeton. What a turnaround. The Terps on a 9-0 run in the last minute. And now another takeaway. Garzone to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger stops at a dime, puts up a three from the wing, and it falls. Sailor Poffenbarger for three. The Terps dialing from long distance, committing turnovers, and they're on a 12-0 run in the last minute, 17 seconds. Maryland up 14-5, 6:21 remaining in this first quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back on WMUC Sports. We are back on WMUC Sports at the Xfinity Center. The Terps are on a 12-0 run against the Princeton Tigers. They're up 14-5. And now the Tigers will try to work against this Terps press and get it across half court. They do just in time, but it was taken away by Ismeni Azimamadou. And now Garzone carries it across half court. Picked up her dribble a little too early, but found Addie Mack, who plays it safely, now directing traffic. Addie Mack, couple hop steps. Passes it off to Poffenbarger. Jab step at the top of the key. Poffenbarger now picks up her dribble. A through pass to Ismeni Azimamadou. Mamadou goes to work in the post, in the paint, and a whistle on the floor. So, Tigers basketball was a turnover by Maryland, and they will work against this press one more time. Let's see if they can get it across, and they do. They go quick now. It's Taylor Charles underneath, who kicks it out to an open Tiger who missed a three. That was Madison St. Rose. Addie Mack now pushing the pace. Garzone. Garzone goes to post. Now Okanawa. Okanawa on the wing. Circles away to the paint. Stops on the dime. Puts up a shot. That one off the right side of the rim. And now rebounded by Princeton. Moving up the court now is Sky Belker. Belker, guarded by Poffenbarger. Hands it off to Madison St. Rose, who gives it to Taylor Charles in the post, guarded by Mamadou. And now Belker on the drive. Madison St. Rose pushes baseline, fading away, puts up a left-hand shot, and nothing but net. Madison St. Rose drops it home for 2. Addie Mack, Garzone, a 3 and off the mark there, but almost rebounded by the Terps. Poffenbarger and Mamadou harass Taylor Charles, but she gets it off in time. And now it's Ashley Chia. Chia on the baseline, almost taken away by Mamadou, but she knocked it out of bounds. Chia was looking for St. Rose, going from one corner to the other, so out of bounds, Princeton's ball. And our first action will be for Mayra Boyko and Kayleen Smeichel for the Terps. Inbound for the Tigers. Belker gets it in, but knocked out of bounds by Garzone, so we'll do it one more time. Taylor Nowecki checks in for Princeton. St. Rose, guarded by Garzone, near the Xfinity sign. Hands it off to Taylor Charles, guarded by Boyko. Charles draws the double team with Garzone, and now Boyko on the switch, some confusion, and Tiger gets an open shot, but she couldn't get it to go. That was Belker. And now Addie Mack racing up the floor, goes behind the back, hands it off to Kayleen Smeichel. Smeichel up the zipper of the defense to the paint and put up a shot. She got the foul call at the line. Shooting 2 will be Kayleen Smeichel. The Terps lead 14-7, 4:13 remaining in this first quarter. Smeichels' first shot is up and it falls. Second shot hits, so the lead is up to 16-7. The Terps on a 13-2 run. They continue to press here and force turnovers against this Princeton's offense. St. Rose barely gets it across, though. Guarded by Smeichel. St. Rose hands it off to Nowecki, who gives it over to, that was Charles. And now Belker on the sideline, who finds underneath. That was Fadima Toll, who gets it to go. A tough bucket. Oh, that was, Olivia Hutcherson. Addie Mack now with it. Mack splits the defense, the left-hand layup. Ooh, she took a tumble there, and it looked rough, but 2 shots at the stripe await Addie Mack. Lucia Kanawa checks back in for Sailor Poffenbarger. Addie Mack hits the first one. And the second. So the Terps lead is up 18-9, but they have not hit a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 46 seconds. And now St. Rose thought about a 3 in the corner. Hands it off to Taylor Charles. Taylor Charles in the corner. Gives it to Belker, who was calling for a screen but had it knocked out of bounds by Addie Mack. So inbound for Sky Belker and the Tigers. And they get it in. St. Rose on the wing now. Here comes the screen from Charles. She rejects it. Goes baseline and puts up a shot. That one off the mark. Okanawa controls the rebound. She's all alone. She takes it all the way and gets it to go. And one, the finish and the foul. Oluchi Okanawa. The Terps going fast. Okanawa was all alone, took it herself, got the finish and the foul call, a chance to make it a 3-point play. And she does, so the Terps lead is up 21-9, 3:08 remaining in this first quarter. St. Rose and Sky Belker play catch across the court to get it, to beat this press. And now Sky Belker has it, puts up a mid-range shot. That one off the mark. Addie Mack with the rebound. Mack going up the court. Schmeichel drills a three. No, that one was off the mark, that airballed. O'Connell with it on the wing. O'Connell goes baseline. Tried to get the foul call, but she didn't. She went up against two defenders there. She missed everything, and Princeton gets away with one. They control the rebound, and St. Rose works on Schmeichel. St. Rose hands it off to Sky Belker, who gives it to Taylor Charles. Charles tries a wing three. That one off the front of the rim. Out of bounds, and Terps basketball. Addie Mack and Ashley Chia were going up for the rebound, but Chia knocked it out of bounds. So Addie Mack calmly walks it up across half court. Working on Chia now. Hands it off to Mayra Boyko. Schmeichel, a couple hesitation moves off the leg of St. Rose, but she gets it back. Plays it safely to O'Connell. O'Connell goes to her left hand in the corner. She gets trapped. Poffenbarger with it now. 7 on the shot clock. Poffenbarger spin move to the left hand layup. Off the mark. Mayra Boyko is there for the rebound, and the putback is no good. But the Terps can't retain possession, so 3 missed opportunities there for Maryland. They couldn't convert. Kendall Walker checks in, the freshman for the Terps. St. Rose plays it for Charles. Charles guarded by Boyko. Gives it up to Fadima Tall. Fadima Tall will give and go action with St. Rose. Goes up against 2 defenders, and she gets the foul call. That was Schmeichel who committed the foul. St. Rose at the line shooting 2. Her first shot falls. The second one doesn't, however. Rebounded by Yarden Garzone. Kendall Walker now with it. Walker gives it up to Poffenbarger. Well, that was Mayra Boyko who couldn't hit it, but Addie Mack the reverse layup for 2. So crafty at the rim. Picked up the rebound from Mayra Boyko. 23-10 the lead is as we approach 1 minute remaining in this first quarter. Now Ashley Chia uses the screen from Fadima Tall. Chia going around the perimeter. Now gets to a spot, the elbow. Picks up her dribble. Dishes it off to Fadima Tall. Fadima Tall. A spin move through the defense. That one trickles around the rim and out. Addie Mack with it. Mack. Poffenbarger on the wing. Back to Mack at the top of the key. Makes a quick move. Back to Poffenbarger. A 3. And she hits from deep. Sailor Poffenbarger. Ashley Chia. Chia to Nowecki. Nowecki harassed by Garzone. Plays it safely to Madison St. Rose, and now guarded by the lengthy Yarden Garzone. Wants the ISO call. Gives it up to Taylor Charles, who finds an open Fadima Tall in the corner, who can't respond on the 3, out of bounds, and Terps basketball. They lead 26-10, 4.3 remaining in this first quarter. And now the Terps go quick. Kendall Walker to Garzone. Good if it goes, but it missed everything. So that brings us to the end of the first quarter. The Terps lead 26-10. You're listening to WMUC Sports. We are back on WMUC Sports for second half action. The Terps lead Princeton 26-10. And inbound now for the Tigers. It's Sky Belker. Hands it off to Madison St. Rose. Madison St. Rose uses the screen from Fatima Tall, draws the double. Now St. Rose finds an open Sky Belker. Jab step, has Mamadou on her. Dances to the paint. Now kicks it back out to an open Tiger for three. That was St. Rose. She couldn't get it to go. The rebound try by Fatima Tall. That one couldn't fall either. And now Garzone, heavily guarded by St. Rose, gave it up to Kendall Walker. Went through her hands, but she retrieved it. And now she's all alone. Carries across half court safely. Kendall Walker to Ismeni Azi Mamadou. Mamadou holds it above her head just inside the three-point line. Now Sailor Poffenbarger has it, guarded by Fatima Tall. Kicks it out to Kendall Walker. Kendall Walker deciding where to go with it. Finds Okanawa. Okanawa looked to split the defense, but it was a turnover. Madison St. Rose now has it, and Princeton controls in the half court. It is Olivia Hutcherson, and a foul call on Princeton, so Terps basketball. So Kendall Walker will quarterback this offense while Addie Mack takes a seat on the bench. Remember, Leah Bartelm, their main point guard, is out for the season with a leg injury. Poffenbarger has it just inside the three-point line. Surveying her options. She had it taken away, though. And that was Edie. That was Fadima Tall, for 2. And the Terps lead 26-12 as Addie Mack comes to the scores table. Okanawa had it stripped away. And we have a jump ball on the floor. And possession will stay with Maryland. Garzone inbounds it to Addie Mack. Addie Mack back to Garzone on the wing. Garzone in the triple threat position. Goes to the corner, but she gets out of it. Gets up to space. Poffenbarger puts up a corner three. She missed everything. And a tough play by Princeton, but they control the rebound. And now Sky Belker carries across half court. Sky Belker gives it up to Emily Edie. Emily Edie at the top of the key. Hands it off to Madison St. Rose. St. Rose dances to the paint. Kicks it out. A three in the corner from Ashley Chia, and that falls. Poffenbarger on the wing now. Poffenbarger to Kendall Walker. Kendall Walker to Poffenbarger. Wide open on the wing. A three ball, and that one off the mark, out of bounds. Princeton basketball. St. Rose draws the double with Mack and Smeichel, but Emily Edie has an open three. That one off the back iron, rebounded by the Tigers. Sky Belker in the corner, couple dribble moves, and she plays it out to the top of the key, guarded by Addie Mack. Calls for a screen, but she hands it off to St. Rose. St. Rose tries a wing three. That one too strong. That went over the backboard, out of bounds, and possession awarded to the Terps. Poffenbarger on the wing, hands it off to Smeichel. Smeichel, a kick ball, but it looks like it was off of a Tiger. So an inbound for Addie Mack and the Terps. They're up 26-15, 6:47 remaining in this second quarter. Garzone plays it to Mack. Addie Mack has it now. Addie Mack. Kendall Walker checks back in for Maryland. And now Sky Belker, guarded by Poffenbarger, gets it inside to Emily Edie, makes a couple tough moves. She couldn't drop it home though. Now Sky Belker on the wing. Belker just gets it over to Emily Edie, to Hutcherson. A corner three from the Weddy, and it falls. 28-18 the lead is for the Terps. Addie Mack. Garzone, a three off the back of the rim. Now almost too strong, and now racing up the court is Ashley Chia. Ashley Chia Doesn't have numbers, but puts up a mid-range shot anyways off the front of the rim and guarded by Poffenbarger. Addie Mack safely crosses half court. Addie Mack now. Couple dribble moves, hands it off to Garzone. Garzone back to Addie Mack. Dances to the paint, mid-range shot from the elbow, nothing but net. Addie Mack going to work. 30-18 the lead is for the Terps. 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And now Sky Belker almost had it taken away by Ashley Mack, but she gave it up to Fadima Toll, who made a move and took a hard tumble there on the floor. So a foul call, but in the meantime we have a timeout on the floor. Don't go anywhere. More second quarter action after this timeout. Terps lead 30-18. 4:57 remaining in the second quarter. And we are back. Kendall Walker has it now. Gives it up to Addie Mack. Kendall Walker on the wing. Walker uses the screen from Mir McLean. And she couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Ashley Chia. Ashley Chia, oh, a great move by Addie Mack. Drives baseline, gives it up to Madison St. Rose. Big body move, but couldn't get it to go off the window, but she got the foul call. Lucio Kanawa checks back in the game for the Terps. And during that timeout, Mir McLean is getting her first minutes for Maryland. Ashley Chia on the wing. Confusion on defense for the Terps. It's a double, but it was taken away by Okanawa. Okanawa all alone and just puts it off the glass for two. 32-18 the lead is. 4 minutes remaining for the Terps. And now they will really heavily press. Addie Mack takes it away. That one's off glass for 2. 4 quick points by Maryland. They continue to press, though. Madison St. Rose racing up the court now, gets it across half court safely. Ashley Chia now controls and settles in to work the offense for Princeton. Ashley Chia, here comes the double from Boyko and Mack, but gets rid of it to Madison St. Rose, and now guarded by Mira McLean. Tries to take a swipe at it. St. Rose goes behind the back, dances to the paint. Left hand hanging finish. No good, but a foul call. Madison St. Rose at the line for Princeton, shooting 2. St. Rose hits the first. And the second one falls. 34-20 the lead is for Maryland. 3:25 remaining in the second quarter, and now Princeton will press. Okonowa throws it up and taken away by Princeton. Sky Belker hands it off to Hutcherson, who gets it to go. A tough bucket on the baseline, but it fell, and now Addie Mack plays it to Garzone, who gets doubled and now taken away once again by Princeton. Ashley Chia across half court, and a foul on Addie Mack. That was Sky Belker, excuse me. So, 2 shots coming up for Sky Belker. Belker can't connect on her first. But she hits the second, so 34-23 the lead is for Maryland. 3 minutes remaining until halftime. Okonowa now pressed. Gives it to Addie Mack. Addie Mack plays it to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger back to Addie Mack. No one on her. She has it at the top of the key and now can control this offense. She plays it to Poffenbarger, who gives it to Garzone. A little give-and-go action, Poffenbarger and Garzone. Back to Garzone underneath. Taken away by Princeton, however. Fadima Toll was there to make the play. And now Madison St. Rose has it with no one on. Excuse me, that's Noetti, who plays it to Hutcherson. Hutcherson now has it to Fadima Toll, who gets it to go underneath. So here comes Princeton. The lead is cut to just 9 now, and Addie Mack has some trouble getting across half court. Garzone has it now on the wing, though. To the corner, back to the wing. Okonowa off the screen. A through pass to Ismeni Azim Amadou, who goes to work underneath. Can't get it to go, though, and a foul call. That was an over-the-back foul call on Azim Amadou, so Princeton basketball. And now they beat the Terps press. Noetti, a corner 3, and she drills it. Toby Noetti forces Brenda Freeze to take a timeout. The lead is 34-28. Terps up with 1:51 remaining in the second quarter. We'll be right back on WMUC Sports. We're back here, and Princeton is on a 10-0 run. They've started to press and cut the lead to just 6 now. Kendall Walker and Addie Mack play catch till they get it across half court. Addie Mack now dances to the paint, kicks it out to Garzone, but it was tipped out of bounds by St. Rose. So an inbound for Maryland. A minute 35 remaining till the half. Addie Mack inbounds it to Sailor Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger has it. And it was taken away by the Tigers. It was Noweti who gets it to St. Rose, who plays it to Hutcherson. Hutcherson now waits for her teammates. Hands it off to Sky Belker. Belker has it now. Back to Fadima Tall. Fadima Tall dances to the paint, up the zipper. The defense, that one hook shot swirled the iron and couldn't go. And Addie Mack has it now. Mack dribbles into a bunch of Tigers defenders and looked for the foul call, but she couldn't get it. Now a fight for the rebound underneath. It's Kendall Walker going to work. Puts it off glass and couldn't drop it home. They continue to fight for the rebound. Now the refs call the jump ball whistle. And possession goes to Princeton. St. Rose, guarded by Walker. Madison St. Rose gives it up to Fadima Tall. Tall to Belker. Good ball movement by the Tigers, and Hutchinson is there for the finish underneath. There was no one remotely close to her, and now the lead is just 4 with 25 seconds remaining till the half. And Princeton has made this one interesting. Addie Mack with it now. Likely the last possession. 15 seconds remaining till the break. 34-30 the lead is for the Terps. Addie Mack, guarded by Sky Belker. Calls for the ISO. Now gets the switch on Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger sidestep, puts up a 3 off the front of the rim. Garzone, last second shot. That one couldn't hit, and the lead is 34-30 as we enter halftime. Princeton ended on a 12-0 run in the last 3 minutes and 29 seconds. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with second half action on WMUC Sports. Good afternoon once again from College Park, Maryland. As we enter the second half of play here, I'm Justin Haberman. You're listening to WMUC Sports. The Maryland Terrapins women's basketball team leads the Princeton Tigers. The score is 34-30, but let's take a look at how we got here. For the Terps, leading the way in scoring was Addie Mack. On the other hand, it was Madison St. Rose and Olivia Hutcherson for Princeton leading the way for the Tigers. And the biggest lead for Princeton was just 3, dating back to the first quarter with 25 seconds in. They were up 5-2, and UMD, their biggest lead was 16 with 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And to end the first quarter, the Terps were up 26-10. However, Princeton started to press. They found their footing. They were anchored by defense, and they held the Terps to just 8 points while scoring 20 of their own, and now the lead has been cut to just 4. So we get set for second half action here. Like I said, the Terps up 34-30. You're listening to WMUC Sports. I'm Justin Haberman. The Terps will start with possession. Yawning Garzone will inbound it in to deciding where to go with it. Throws it up to Poffenbarger, who almost had it stripped away. And now Elkanoa deciding where to go with it. Has it in the corner. Finds Poffenbarger on the wing. Guarded heavily by Hutcherson. Poffenbarger, a little give and go action to Garzone. Garzone on the baseline finds it to space to Elkanoa. Dances to the paint. Puts up a floater shot, and it falls. 36-30, the lead is for Maryland. And now Ashley Chia plays it to Belker. Back to Vadima Tall. Back to Chia around the perimeter. Chia. And Tall comes to get it. Guarded by Poffenbarger. Madison St. Rose makes a move behind the back. Gets to the post. Guarded by Elkanoa, dishes it back out to Vadima Tall. Puts up a deep three-pointer off glass for 3. She banked it in. Vadima Tall cuts the lead to just 3 now. 36-33. 9 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Addie Mack uses the screen from Mayra Boyko. And now denies the screen from Poffenbarger. Gets to the cup. Inside scoop layup off the window for 2 with the right hand. So Sky Belker, Vadima Tall to Ashley Chia on the wing. Chia, an inside pass to Madison St. Rose in the post. Kicks it back out. A 3 from Belker. That one missed the rim, and the putback is no good. Rebounded by Addie Mack. The 5'9 guard retrieves the rebound. And now up the floor. Garzone. She'll try a 3, and she'll hit from deep. Garzone for 3. She was 0 for 4 prior to that. And now Sky Belker gets it to Chia. Back to Belker. Belker, a couple jab steps, a pump fake, another pump fake, trying to get Elkanoa to move, but plays it to Chia. Chia puts up a mid-range shot. That one off the left side of the rim, rebounded by Ozzy Mamadou. And now Sailor Poffenbarger up the court. Poffenbarger calling for a screen, gives it to Addie Mack. Addie Mack, an inside pass to Garzone. Draw the triple team. There was a whistle on the court before Garzone went up. Vadima Tall committed the foul. First foul this third quarter. Now Sailor Poffenbarger controls for the Terps, deciding where to go with it. Throws it up to Garzone, who was fouled again. They're looking for Garzone to work in the post. She's one of the taller players on this court, so Tomi Dewedi checks in for the Tigers, and now Azim Amadou gets you to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger looking for Garzone in the post, but she'll hand it off to Addie Mack. The look wasn't there. Now Mack will try to find Garzone, but gives it up to Poffenbarger with 5 on the shot clock. They find Azim Amadou in the post. Goes all the way around the baseline. Couldn't get up a shot, though, and a shot clock violation. So, Princeton basketball. And a almost takeaway by Marilyn. Mamadou was going after the ball because the Terps were pressing. Princeton's foul, number 2, Olivia Hutcherson. That's their third personal, third team foul. Here's Addie Mack walking across half court. Mack goes to her left hand. She'll regroup. This is it off to Sailor Poffenbarger. And a turnover on the court here. So Princeton basketball. Sky Belker gets it across half court. Plays it to Toby Nwedi, who gives it up to back to Belker. To Vadima Tall, puts up a shot right away from the mid-range. That one couldn't hit. And Annie Mack controls for the Terps. Mack dribbled through a bunch of Tigers and had it eventually stripped away from her. St. Rose to Sky Belker. Sky Belker has it on the wing. Gives it up to Charles. Taylor Charles, that is. And now Hutcherson looking to give it up to Toby Nwedi, who tried a deep three. Couldn't hit, though. The rebound. Second chance shot by Hutcherson. That one couldn't fall, but she'll go to the line shooting 2. The Terps lead 41-33, 5:53 remaining in the third quarter. Hutcherson's first shot swirls the iron and is no good. Her second shot is up, and that one won't fall either. Okanawa on the rebound. Okanawa to Addie Mack. Mack. Back to Okanawa. To the zipper of the defense. Garzone, a corner three. Bang out! Yarding Garzone from 3. In the corner right in front of her bench, and the fans love it. The lead is back up to 10, 44-33, 5:27 remaining. Taylor Charles gives it up to Nwedi. Now it's Belker, a mid-range shot off the front of the rim, rebounded by Mamadou, fighting for it on the ground. We have a jump ball call. Possession awarded to the Terps. And Kayleen Schmeichel checks in the game for Maryland. Okonawa works against the double team trying to beat this press. Addie Mack and Garzone. Couple passes back to Okonawa and inside Ozzy Mamadou wide open off the window for two. Elite ball movement by Maryland to beat the press and get it to go. Lead is back up to 13 for Maryland. Sky Belker guarded by Annie Mack. Belker stopped on a dime, put up a shot, couldn't go, got her own rebound, then fell to the floor and taken away by Kayleen Schmeichel. Ozzy Mamadou all alone, puts it off the window and drops it home. Timeout, Princeton. The Terps lead 48-33. .4:29 remaining. We'll be right back on WMUC Sports. So while the Terps are holding Princeton to 0 points in the last 4 minutes and 42 seconds and on a 12-0 run in the last 44 minutes and 21 seconds, during that timeout, Addie Mack fell to the floor and she was eventually helped off by trainers favoring her right leg, eventually was limping on her own and now will take a seat on the bench. But the Terps lead 48-33. And now Ashley Chia with it for Princeton. Gets it to Madison St. Rose, who tried to go up with it. Good defense by Okonawa. She gave it up to Fadima Tall, who was harassed and got the foul call. So an inbound for Princeton. They go quick. St. Rose in the corner. Goes in the post on Garzone. Powers through contact and gets it to go with the left hand over the tall yarding Garzone. Okonawa all alone though. on the response off the window for two. She's had a couple of those buckets, just fast break layups. And the Terps keep this lead 50-35, 15. Princeton cut it close to start this third quarter, but Maryland is back. And now a three from Princeton, and it falls in the corner. That was Fadima Tall who drilled the three, and now Kayleen Smeichel. The pass to the post to Ozzy Mamadou, and a little give and go to Smeichel, who put up the shot, but she got fouled, so two shots at the stripe await Kayleen Smeichel. So Poffenbarger checks in for the Terps, and Kayleen Smeichel, her first shot falls. And so does her second. St. Rose to Fadima Tall. Back to St. Rose in the wing. Drops to her left hand. Puts it up with the right hand. That one won't go. And now Kayleen Smeichel dribbles through a bunch of Princeton defenders, and a reach-in foul by Princeton. Smeichel is back at the line for Maryland. Hits the first one. And the second. 54-38. The lead is for Maryland. 3:04 remaining in the third quarter. Ashley Chia gives it up to Sky Belker, who beats the press. Now guarded by Kayleen Smeichel. Chia had it almost taken away by Okanawa, and now Chia was guarded by Smeichel and Okanawa, and a foul. Smeichel committed that foul. Sky Belker uses the screen from Fadima Tall. Belker back to Tall, guarded by Poffenbarger. On the wing, a three ball is off the mark. And now Kayleen Smeichel has it. She's off to the races. Goes through the zipper of the defense, puts up a shot, and she gets the foul call to go. She's back at the line with two more shots coming up. 6 straight free throws for Kayleen Smeichel. Just so crafty at the rim and has a great ability to get the foul call. Smeichel hits both free throws. And Sky Belker almost had it taken away. But Hutcherson makes a move, and she gets it to go with the right hand. Kayleen Smeichel at the Xfinity sign now. Gives it up to Kendall Walker, who will replace Addie Mack. Kayleen Smeichel now a hop step through to Garzone. A whistle on the floor, though. There was a foul. A blocking foul by Maddie St. Rose, so Smeichel will go back to the line. And she hits both of them. Now St. Rose gets it to Belker, who crosses half court, guarded by Okanawa very heavily now. And now Madison St. Rose had it stripped away by Schmeichel, but she retrieved it. St. Rose at the top of the key with 7 on the shot clock. Puts up a straightaway 3. Nothing but nylon. Madison St. Rose. And great news for Maryland. Here comes Addie Mack back into the game. Addie Mack and Kendall Walker get it across half court to Jordan Garzone. Okanawa through the contact, put up a shot, couldn't get it to go. Kendall Walker a fight for the rebound now. The refs call a jump ball. And possession will go to Princeton. Sky Belker beats the press. Madison St. Rose. Now back to Sky Belker. Belker looking for St. Rose underneath. Has the smaller Addie Mack on her and now gives it up to Olivia Hutcherson. Put up a shot. Got the foul call at the line, shooting 2. One minute remaining in this third quarter. Terps lead 58-43. Olivia Hutcherson at the line shooting 2. She hits the first. And is on target for both of them. Addie Mack to Poffenbarger. They try to beat the press. They do. Okanawa now just settles in the offense and gives it back to Addie Mack. Mack now. A dribble move on St. Rose. Plays it for Okanawa. Dances to the paint. Poffenbarger at 3. On target from the corner. Addie Mack forced the turnover back to Poffenbarger. Behind the back to Okanawa, but she committed a foul. Well, Sailor Poffenbarger went to go behind the black. Play it fancy, but she committed the foul, ran into Fadima Tall, and took the charge. So now Sky Belker has it. The Terps lead 61-45. 20 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Hutcherson goes up to Nowedi, who gets the foul call. No, she doesn't. Looks like it'll be Maryland ball. 16.9 remaining. Terps up 61-45. And the giveaway. Sky Belker to the left hand. Can't drop it home, though. St. Rose puts up a straightaway 3, and she hits it. Back to back from that spot from Madison St. Rose. So as we segue into this fourth quarter, the Terps lead 61-48. Can they hold on, or will Princeton make it interesting? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on WMUC Sports for fourth quarter action. And we're back for the fourth quarter. Garzone inbounds it to Okonowa, who hands it off to Addie Mack. Addie Mack back to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger to Garzone. Okonowa all alone in the corner. A three, and she laces it. Now it's Sky Belker. Gives it up to Fadima Tall. Belker makes a move on Okonowa, stops on the dime, puts up a floater, and it falls. Addie Mack crosses half court all alone. Beats the press with that left hand. Sailor Poffenbarger now makes a move. Poffenbarger in the post. Back over to Addie Mack at the M sign. Back over to Poffenbarger on the wing. Hands it off to Kendall Walker. Walker dives to the rim. Spin move. Oh, she couldn't get it to go. A great move by Kendall Walker, but she couldn't finish it. And now Sky Belker going the other way. Terps lead 64-50, 8:41 remaining in this one. Sky Belker dishes it back out to Hutcherson. Hutcherson gets to a spot, puts up a floater, can't fall, out of bounds, and it stays with Princeton. Inbounded to Hutcherson. Hutcherson in the post. And there was a jump ball. So possession will go to Princeton. Kayleen Schmeichel checks in for Kendall Walker. Sky Belker inbounds it to Hutcherson right away for two. Drew that up perfectly. Now the lead is just 12. Addie Mack over to Garzone. Garzone to Poffenbarger. Thought about a three. Now she's guarded heavily by Fadima Tall. Dives to the rim, puts up a shot with the left hand. Took a hard fall, but she's at the line shooting two. Poffenbarger missed the first, but hit the second. 65-52 the lead is, 8 minutes remaining. And now Madison St. Rose goes right to the rim and draws a foul. So she'll be at the line, shooting two. St. Rose hits the first. And the second. Taylor Charles will check back in for Princeton, and Okonowa was looking for Poffenbarger, but threw it off the foot of a Tiger. So kickball violation. Looks like it was Hutchinson. Schmeichel. Couple misdirection moves. Now finds Poffenbarger. Puts up a three right away. And she drills it from deep. And out of bounds. It'll be Princeton's basketball, but it was almost taken away by the Terps. Sky Belker goes to the baseline to St. Rose in the corner. Noetti puts up a three ball. That one can't hit. Fadima Toll on, Hutcherson on the second try. Couldn't drop it home, but she got the foul call, so she'll be at the line shooting two. Hutcherson missed the first one. Here comes the second, and she hits that one. And a turnover forced by Princeton. And Taylor Poffenbarger takes it right back. Poffenbarger to Okonowa. Okonowa hanging finish off glass for two. 70-55 the lead is for Maryland. 6:37 remaining in this fourth quarter. Taylor Charles hands it off to Hutcherson. Hutcherson to St. Rose. St. Rose puts up a mid-range shot with the left hand, and it rattles home. Kayleen Schmeichel all the way over for Yoden Garzone. Garzone, she'll try a three, and that one won't go. Okonowa with the rebound. Schmeichel back to Poffenbarger, and Addie Mack will control for the Terps, and now they will run the offense. Addie Mack looking for Schmeichel. She found her. Schmeichel makes a move, glides to the rim, puts it up with the left hand, and one, the finish and the foul. Kayleen Schmeichel, how do you do? And she completes the three-point play. Returning for Maryland is Menmi Azi Mamadou. Terps lead 73-57, 5:55 remaining in this game. Terps trying to keep it out of hands reach for Princeton. Princeton trying to stay in this one and force a comeback. Sky Belker to Toby Noetti. Noetti, a pump fake shot. Now hands it off to Charles. Charles in the post. Goes to work on Poffenbarger. Puts up a shot with the left hand. Can't control. And now Addie Mack going the other way. Addie Mack to Ismeni Azimamadou underneath. Puts up a shot. Second chance opportunity, and it falls off the window. 75-57 the lead is for Maryland. Sky Belker on the wing. Thought about a move, but gave it up to Toby Charles. And now Hutcherson, guarded by Azim Amadou. Hutcherson through the zipper of the defense. Off glass for two with the right hand, fading away towards the baseline, and she got it home. Addie Mack now gets it across half court, goes behind the back, and she settles in. Mack makes a move to her left hand, gets to a spot, puts it up with the left hand, and it falls off the window. So Hutcherson and Mack trade buckets, and 77-59, the Terps lead. Toby Charles hands it off to Ashley Chia. That was Belker, excuse me, and she got it to go. All alone is Aluchi Okanawa. The Princeton has left her alone numerous times throughout this game, and she's made them pay for it. This time, she couldn't finish off the glass, and there was a jump ball on the rebound. But we'll take a timeout here on the court. The Terps lead 77-61, 4:21 remaining in this one. We'll be right back on WMUC Sports. And we're back at the X Finley Center on WMUC Sports. The Terps lead Princeton 77-61. 4:20 remaining in this fourth quarter. In the home stretch of this one, can the Terps seal the deal? Addie Mack goes to the baseline. And it was out of bounds off of a Tiger. She was looking for Azim Amadou underneath. But an offensive inbound awaits the Terps. Garzone has it to Poffenbarger. Holds it above her head, looking for Mamadou in the post. Mamadou goes to the right hand, and that hook shot was no good. Ashley Chia has it, guarded by Okanawa. Gives it up to Madison St. Rose. St. Rose denies the screen from Hutcherson. Now she'll work one-on-one with Max. She gives it up. A three from Noetti, and it falls. Poffenbarger to Mack. Mack all alone. She'll try a three. That one off the mark. Gives it up to Sky Belker. Goes behind the back. Gets to a spot. Through the defense. Denied by Azim Amadou. Addie Mack racing up the court now. Mack to Okanawa. She lost the handle with it though. And a turnover by the Terps. 3:14 remaining. The lead is 13 for the Terps, 77-64. Inbound by Princeton. They have a chance to cut it to just 10 with a 3 here. Sky Belker gets it too quickly to Madison St. Rose, and she just lost the handle of it. So Terps basketball. And now it's Kayleen Smeichel. Goes behind the back to Garzone, to Mack. Mack just killing the clock, working the shot clock. Addie Mack. Now we'll hand it off to Smeichel. Smeichel makes a move, dives to the rim, but was denied on the way. She gets her own rebound, though, in the paint. Finds it open. Poffenbarger tees up a 3-ball, fading away, and that one was too strong off the back of the rim. Sky Belker. They go quick to Hutcherson, and the layup is good off glass. 77-66 the lead is. Here's Kayleen Smeichel for the Terps, and a timeout on the floor. Brenda Fries wants to talk things over. Terps lead 77-66, 2:26. We'll be right back for the end of this one on WMUC Sports. And we're back on WMUC Sports at the Xfinity Center in the final minutes of this one. Princeton on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds. The Terps no points in the last 2 minutes and 25 seconds. However, they lead by 11, 77-66. As we approach 2 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, Addie Mack now being heavily guarded by Ashley Chia. She'll use the screen from Jordan Garzone and now gets the switch on Madison St. Rose. Addie Mack dives to the rim, puts up a hanging shot with the right hand off the mark. And out of bounds, well, heads-up play there by Smeichel. She threw it off of Hutcherson to keep possession with Maryland. And now inbounded to Sailor Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger fumbled it, but she got it back, put up a shot with the right hand, and it goes! Sailor Poffenbarger in the paint going to work. Now it's Ashley Chia pushing the pace the other way. Princeton has to go quick. Madison St. Rose puts up a three right away. That one off the right side of the rim, out of bounds, and Maryland basketball. Now Princeton will really press. They got to force a turnover here. Toby Nwetti will check back into the game for Princeton. And now Addie Mack has it. Mack just wasting time. 1:30 remaining in this one. The Terps have 79-66 lead. They're in no rush. Addie Mack just a couple dribble moves, and now Nwetti will play the foul game. The Terps are 94.4% from the free throw line. Maryland is not in the bonus yet, however. And Garzone will have the inbound. She gets it to Poffenbarger, who's immediately double teamed, but now they back off. Poffenbarger plays it to Mack. Mack just running around. Schmeichel, no one on her. Now she has a triple team, and it's stripped away, but a foul call. Sailor Poffenbarger to Kaylee Schmeichel, who couldn't keep it in, and now a fast break for Princeton. Ashley Chia just throws it off the window for two. Now they have to foul. Addie Mack to Poffenbarger. Poffenbarger just gets it across half court. Here comes the double to Okanawa, to Mack. Mack back to Poffenbarger. 45 seconds remaining. Back to Okanawa. Inside, off glass. The layup is good for two. 81-68 the lead is. 40 seconds remaining. Hutcherson goes to the baseline, goes to the post, had it stripped away by Kayleen Schmeichel, and also just wait. 27 seconds remaining. The fans rise to their feet. The Terps are staring down a 5-0 start to this season. Addie Mack got injured, but she came back and was stellar in this one. They'll just run out the shot clock. Garzone puts the dagger in. A three from the corner. She ratted it home. 5 seconds remaining, and the Terps will win this one 84-68. Princeton suffers their first loss of the season, and the Terps improve to 5-0. That'll do it for us on WMUC Sports. Once again, I'm Justin Haberman from the Xfinity Center in College Park, Maryland. WMUC Sports, your Terps, your station. Terps win 84-68. Thank you for tuning in and spending your Sunday afternoon with us.